Let's do something a little different though. Since that teaching was a little on the heavy side, let's just pray about what we just talked about, and then we'll go to the Hebrew. God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Lord, we thank you for providing your son. And Lord, help us to see that though our Jewish people have been accused for many years, many centuries, as being the ones primarily responsible for the execution of your son, we realize that there were many others who were responsible, and the reality is that each of us is responsible. We thank you for the sacrifice that you provided, that he willingly offered up on our behalf as a demonstration of your love, as a fulfillment of your covenant faithfulness. And Lord, we take so many blessings from this sacrifice that the world wants to accuse others of, but the reality is it was in accordance with your will. It accomplished your purposes, and it is a blessing rather than the reason to libel your covenant people, whom you have in many ways blinded to these truths until the full number of Gentiles come in. And so, Lord, we thank you that you are the one sovereign over all, accomplishing your purposes for your glory. We ask you to bless the rest of our time, looking at the Hebrew once again. And we just ask you to give us safe travel home and just bless us in the rest of the time ahead. We ask it in Yeshua's name. Amen. All right, so we had the Hebrew Aleph Bet. We have more books available that I was yet able to find. If you didn't get one and are interested. How many letters in the Hebrew alphabet?
22.
22.
Yeah.
22. How do we know that? What book of the Bible tells us there are 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet? Psalm 119. If you look, you'll see the breakdown in the Bibles with Hebrew letters for every 8 verses.
Okay.
If you look at the actual Hebrew, you'll see the first 8 verses begin with the first letter, Aleph. The second Hebrew 8 letters begin with the Hebrew letter above it, Bet. The third 8, Gimel, and so on through 22 times 8, which is 176. The longest book in the Bible, Psalm 119, 176 verses. Okay, and then we have 4 letters that we pronounce differently depending on if there's a dot in the middle or whether there's one or on the right or the left in terms of the sheen. Okay, let's see if this works, or do I think I had set on silence. Let's see how that works. Oh, wait. No, I'm trying to figure out why is that. We can get around this, but
You can lead it.
It should be coming through this thing. I'll have to figure out why that's not working. All right, but I have plans. All right.
Todd,
Yes.
which PowerPoint one are you in right now?
He can sing it right out.
I kind of made my own because we only covered half of one. I'll talk to you afterwards and we'll sort them out for you. All right, let me turn the volume up. We're going to do it this way. All right, let's see how this works. Only Hebrew made easy.
Aleph, Bet. Aleph, Bet, Bet.
Aleph, Bet, Bet.
Gimel, Dalet, Hey.
Gimel, Dalet, Hey.
Vav, Zayin, Chet, Tet.
Vav, Zayin, Chet, Tet.
Yud, Kaf, Kaf.
Yud, Kaf, Kaf.
Lamed, Mem, Nun.
Lamed, Mem, Nun. Samech Ayin Pei Pei,
Tzadi Kuf Resh,
Tzadi Kuf Resh,
Shin Shin Sin Sin Tav.
Yay!
All right. Back on we go. All right. So once again, the letters. The vowels that we've learned so far, they're called nikudot in the Hebrew. We've learned the patach, which is a dash under the letter, and it sounded like the ah in father. We pronounced the kamatz, a little t under the letter, in the same way, ah as in father. We learned the segol, 3 dots in a downward facing triangle, and it gives us what we call in English the short E sound, like the E in egg. Eh. And then we have the hirik, which is sounded as a single dot that we pronounce like the I in pizza. I forget who came up with that, but thank you very much. Anyway. And then we have the cholam that we've learned. It's either a dot over a vav, which we haven't learned yet, or a dot over any consonant, and it's pronounced O as in flow. And the shavah is either silent or it's pronounced like the A in about, depending on where it appears in the word. At the beginning, the shavah, the 2 vertical dots will have a sound. At the end of a syllable, it won't have a sound. And we learned, I believe in our last session, that when we have a patach with a yud after it, that now becomes an I sound like the Y in by. And the letters that are up there we would pronounce as by. And we've learned the consonant aleph, the first letter of the alphabet, and it is a silent letter. And then we've learned the bet, the second letter, and it is pronounced like the letter B. And then we have the vet, which is pronounced like the letter V, like in Victor, or something else. The hey, which is pronounced like the letter H, the h sound, except when it comes at the end of a syllable or at the end of a word and doesn't have a vowel below it, it can be silent. Then we have the mem. As long as it's pronounced like the letter N, but we have what we call a final mem, a special character that we use whenever this letter and 4 other letters in the alphabet, we haven't learned them yet, are found at the end of a word. We call it a final mem, or in Hebrew, mem sofi. And that's what the final mem looks like. So, for example, the word shalom will have a final mem on it when we see it, and we will see it. This is the letter lamed, which has the sound of L. And resh, which has the sound of English R, sometimes with a little trill or roll to it. Resh, and some can trill it more than I do. Like Oksana, if she'd been here, I'm sure there would have been a serious trill on the resh. I blew her mind when I told her about the difference between Ashkenazi and Sephardi pronunciation. She'd never heard of that. And this is one place where you see it. In Sephardi, which is what we're using, which is what they speak in Israel, what we're learning, both of these letters, with or without the dagesh, the dot in the middle, is pronounced as a tav. But in the Sephardi, in the Ashkenazi, they pronounce one of these letters different, but I'm not going to go into that because this is Hebrew made easy and we don't want to complicate it. And then last week we learned the yud. And it has a Y sound if it has a vowel underneath it, or it can be silent at the end of a word, or even in the middle of a word if there's no vowel underneath it. All right, So we're going to go to page 26, where we learned about the letter Yud, and we're just going to start there for a review. So in row 1, we find Yah,
Yah,
Yah, Yeh, Ye, Yo. Okay, we all enjoyed that. Row 2.
Ma,
Yam.
Ya,
Okay. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, now I see how it works. Yam is a Hebrew word that means sea, like a body of water. The Yam Suf, the Sea of Reeds, frequently translated as the Red Sea. Yam. Now this is not sea. It turns out it is not the same word. It is not the spelling of the word sea, and the only difference is the vowel marking, which means that you would have to know in context if you had no vowels. But we don't have to worry about that. This is Hebrew made easy. We have the vowels. So it's Yam is sea, and that is pronounced Yam. But it's a different word. And the Sephardi and the Ashkenazi, just by the way, would pronounce these two words differently. But I'm sorry, the Ashkenazi would pronounce those two differently, but we pronounce them the same. Okay, let's get past that. Yom, which means
day,
now, is it Yom? When you see it in English, it's Y-O-M, and so some people say Yom because they're reading English. But the Hebrew is Yom. Yom is day. Yomi. Yomi. Everybody see this? Raise your hand if you don't, because we haven't done this in a while, and we're not going to leave anybody. But this is leave no one behind. Oh yeah, we leave no one behind, kind of like the Rangers.
Marines.
Marines. Okay.
Yeah, Rangers leave them. We
Yeah,
don't.
all of them. We leave no one behind. Okay. Yamo. Yamo. Yomo. I would say that's what Curly says, but they didn't used to say yo back then. So anyway, maybe they would. Row 3. Ori. This is the patach with the yud after it. Ori. Everybody see that? That one was a little tricky. Ori.
How come I didn't see that?
Ori. Ori. Okay, we see that? All we did in terms of sound was put an H sound at the beginning. Ori. Morai. Anybody remember the Hebrew word for teacher? Moreh and Morah. Morai is a plural, and possessive, my teachers. Don't worry about that. That's just by the way. Matai. Matai. When am I supposed to wear matai? It means when.
Sounds like a cocktail.
When. It's a way to remember when. Yeah. Matai, not my tai. Can't make them up. You gotta make them fit. Okay. Because like I said, it means when. So we'll use that a fair bit. Row I. Yoel. Yoel. questions?
Yeah, you'll ever.
Everybody keeping up? Following? Almost? Yoreh. Yoreh. Told me out. Very good. Yotir. 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 That's a lot of letters. Row 5. Yair. Yair. In English Bibles, that would probably be written as a man's name, Jair. Yair.
Yatel.
Yatel.
Okay.
Yatel. We have a yud with a kamatz, gives us ya.
That's a tough.
We have a tav with a segol, gives us te, and we have lamed at the end, gives us a l. Yatel. I yield. So we're going to pronounce the yud because there's a vowel under it. I yield. Anybody know what I yield means? Ram. Told me up. Very good.
Rant, it means what?
Ram, a male lamb, or a big truck. No, just a Dodge truck. Bayit. Bayit. Anybody know what a bayit is? You'll know before the night's over. House. Yes. Bayit is house. We use that in dialogues a lot. Who's in the house? It's going to be a question we're going to ask and answer a lot. Row 6. Mayim. Mayim, which means water. Mayim. L'chaim. Right? L'chaim. Bayit. Again. Still means house. Hayam. The sea. When you put ha in front of a word frequently, it's there to make it a definite article. Hayam, the sea. Hayom. Hayom. And this is a little tricky. Hayom is how we've learned to, based on what they've told us, is how we would pronounce this. Hayom. It turns out that if this word is used to mean the day, a specific day, or it's also used to mean today. If you want to say today in Israel, you say Hayom. There's actually a dot in the yud that causes you to know that it's not a situation where it becomes an I. But because they haven't done dots in the yuds yet, they're not worried about what it means. Well, yeah, this isn't a good word to put up there. I should have taken it out. Don't worry, we'll have more fun later with words that shouldn't be there. Anyway, row 7. Ha'av. Ha'av. The Father. Ha'av. In biblical terms. Ha'av. Ha-mo-re. Right? We said mo-re was teacher. Ha-mo-re, the teacher. Ha-mo-re. Ha-mo-ra, the female teacher. Ha-mo-ra. Torah. Torah. Which we pronounce as Torah. But Torah is, as you can see, if you're, in English, like whenever I use my speak to text to speak, speak to text, where I talk into my phone and I'll say, I'm gonna do this. It doesn't say I'm going to do this, which I have to go back and change it. it says gonna, Gonna, which is New Jersey for going to. And we don't always enunciate every letter when we speak. And some of them, if we enunciate them, we are actually pronouncing them differently than everybody's going to pronounce them. Row 8. Torah again. Ora. Ora, which means light. Ha-ora, which means the light. Mora, which we said was a female teacher. Okay, page 27. We have a dialogue. We're going to learn some vocabulary. The dialogue is called Babayit, which we will see at the bottom means in the house. Bayit, we already said was house. Ba in front of a word can mean, here they're telling us it means in the. It can also mean with, but don't worry about that now. It'll always mean in the book, I'm pretty sure. So the first question in the dialogue is Mi babayit. Mi babayit, which means who is in the house. By the way, when we're doing dialogues, in the Hebrew, there's no Hebrew word for the verb to be, and is and are. And so we add those words in the translation. So this says who in the house, we add the word is and make it who is in the house. Hamoreh babayit. The female teacher is in, I'm sorry, the male teacher. The teacher is in the house. If we don't know who it is, it could be either male or female, and we use the male when we don't know. Hamoreh babayit, the teacher is in the house.
No, no, no.
Lo, lo, lo. No, no, no. Hamoreh lo babayit. The teacher is not in the house. Abba babayit. Father is in the house. Everybody see the dialogue and how it kind of works? All right. Page 28. In your books, it says differently than what I'm going to tell you. We are going to pronounce what's called the tseirah, the two horizontal dots. Sometimes looks like snake eyes. And so the A in snake, that's how we're going to pronounce it. The A as in play. Whether there's a yud after it or not, in both cases, we're going to pronounce it as what in English would be the long A. So you may want to mark that in your book.
So they're both that way then?
They're both A as in play.
Okay.
Different than what the book says.
Okay.
So row 1. They. They. See, it's important to learn these letters because now we can say oi, they. We couldn't say that before. It's an important thing to be able to say. A, hey, lay, may, and in row 2, ray, tay, tay, yay,
They.
they, and they. Row 3, Bay, A, May, Hay, Tay, Tay. Row 4, Ray, Ray, Now, how come it's not Ray, Ya? How come we don't pronounce the Yud?
Because it belongs to the previous.
Because there's no vowel underneath it,
Oh, okay.
or as the next letter. The
Okay.
next letter here is an aleph, and so we say Ray, Ah. We don't pronounce the Yud with the Y sound.
Okay.
Beta, Beta, Beta. Beiti means my house. Beiti. Eli means my God. Yeshua called him that from the execution stake. Eli. Row 5. May, me. Layli. Ali. Hey ma. Leah, which I think is how you spell Leah. May-ah. Ohave. Ohave. Which means love. If you want to say I love you, you say Ani Ohev Otka. Oyev. See, we have a vowel below the yud, so we pronounce it. Oyev. Row 7. Bo rare. That's how Bo likes his steak. Rare. Bo rare. Bo ray. What does Bo ray mean? Who creates. Bo ray peri hagafen. Who creates the fruit of the vine. Ho-lane. Yotam. I think that's also a man's name in the scriptures. Row 8. Okay, last row. Big finish. Yoram. Another guy in the scriptures. Yovav. You may know him as Jobab. That's his southern name. Yovav. Yoav. Me hair. What do we say when we're all done? First time I've been able to use that. All right, Tobio, very good. Thank you all for coming.